good day, welcome to the chat. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to my Naija family across the globe. How are you doing? Good afternoon to you. Welcome to our midday broadcast. Welcome to the chat. It's good to have each and every one of you on here. Please, 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 now is about a good time to poke and call and let everybody know that we are back here on the chat. Thank you for being here to each and every one of you on here already. Come on, engage me on the comment section. Let us talk. Yes, let us talk. Engage me on the comment section. Welcome to this broadcast. Yes, yes, yes. We have a whole lot of things to talk about. So I think we should start with family before we move to government. Or you think we should start with government and then we move to family? But we have to talk about both today. Yeah, welcome to the broadcast. If you're just joining in, this is the chat, and my name is Ima. Thank you for being here. Please do also like this broadcast, share this broadcast, invite someone onto the broadcast. But let's begin with the likes, please. Also, take out time to turn on your notification bell and also take out time to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you are yet to do so. Thank you very much. And also, yes, this will be the last also in few minutes. Also take out time to support us in the course of the broadcast by clicking on the dollar sign to the right on the comment section. On the comment section, the link has been posted, and I would like for you to click on the link so we can talk about the matters arising over here. All right, thank you for being here once again, and welcome to this broadcast. Okay, let's see what story we have here. Let's see what story we have here first. This one. The Oni of Ife has taken the seventh wife. Yes, the Oni of Ife has taken his seventh wife, and let's just go straight up to catch reactions from Nigerians. And this person says, okay, sorry. Okay, so this I don't have the reactions to this. That's another reaction I shared. But Nigerians are reacting and they are saying, what does he really want? What does he really want? The Union of Ife is occupying all the ladies in Nigeria. And some have come out to say this just goes on to show how desperate the Nigerian women are, and that's why the men will keep treating them like a piece of trash. Yeah, somebody actually said that. Okay, and then we have other reactions. Some other persons saying that these women are doing so well for themselves. So, what really is the problem? Is it a case of status? Is it a case of being called Mrs. at all means? That these women are fulfilled women? These women are doing well, like this is a princess. She's a princess of Ijebuland. So these are not even just some no name or some I want to be, or someone trying to climb on the ladder through marriage. These are people who are they've got quite a name for themselves, and reputation also. So people are saying, so what is really happening? Why are these women falling for such? Yes, why are women falling for such? Well, I don't know. We'll be having this conversation and more. Why do you think the Oni of Ife is able to acquire this kind of substance women or substantial women? How is he able to get all of this? Is it love at this point? This women, are we, should we be expecting submissiveness as it was with the Alaafin of Oyo? Should we be expecting, orderliness, peace, one love? Because this set of women, this one looks like the entire eyes past the Alaafin of Oyo, that was going for innocent, catch them young kind of girls. This one are going for people that are way advanced in age and in life, and also have everything it takes not to be submissive. I don't know if I should say that, but they have everything it takes. So what should we be expecting, and what is the Oni of Ife? what is he up to? All right. Also, have a good day to you. Welcome to the broadcast. Welcome to each and every one of you that is just joining us. Thank you for being here. Do also like this broadcast. In the course of the broadcast, please do also like this broadcast, share, and invite someone on to the broadcast. All right, there we have another story here. Now, this is one of the stories we took yesterday on our newspaper review. This is Baby Miracle, the very cute and handsome baby right there. That's the baby that the father got angry. The father got angry because the baby was crying at night, and I went on to use anger and he kept eating the child, beating the child, eating the child with the anger until he fractured the child's arm, and this resulted to amputation. And you can see all the slides that are on there, and you think, for every time you hit the child, for every time you strike the child, I'm sure the child kept crying out, and the father was still so hardened to keep eating the child. What kind of animalistic behavior? Eat the child. So it's just a 2-month-old baby, but it doesn't mean that the bones of the child could have easily been broken. It must have taken some effort for that to have happened. And now this is your own child, as beautiful and as precious and as innocent as these kids look, especially at this age. This happened to this man, and when the wife came in, she saw what had happened. He went on to, now this is the problem with this people. He went on to use hangers and elastic band to patch, to put his hands together to make it look all right. At this point, at that would have been the best time for him to even, rush the child to the hospital. Since you've come back to your senses, no problem. But that would be to seek for help immediately. But, nothing was done about it. They left the child like that. He went on to lock the mother and child inside the room and went away with her phone for 2 days. Now, this man went about laughing with people, having conversations, probably ate, acted normal. Meanwhile, he knows that he has locked his wife and his child, at home, and this is what they are going through. And so you just walk on the road with people and you don't even know where this person is coming from. You don't know what they have done. You don't know what they are up to. And these are the same kind of people that one would transact business with, one will go into some kind of relationship with. This is really pathetic. This is really, really pathetic, especially this news. This story is one sad story. If you're just joining us, welcome to the chat. Thank you for being here. Please do also like this broadcast, share, and invite someone onto the broadcast. Do also support us by clicking on the $ to the right on the comment section, and also click on the link right there to join the conversation. Thank you very much. All right, we have another story here. Let's see what other story we have here to take. Yes. Now, I'm sure that this would gladden the hearts of all the obedient worldwide. Now, I don't have all of the information on who this person is, or how they went about it, but yeah, we have that story on there of a man. I'm trying to have that on my own screen. Okay, so we have that story of a man that took that took the IPOB flag. Yes, that happened. He took the IPOB flag, and he has it on Mount Kilimanjaro. A ardent and a diehard supporter of Labour Party climbs Mount Kilimanjaro just to place the Labour Party's flag on there, and this has met with reactions from Nigerians. Some has come out to say there is no better place to announce the coming of a new Nigeria than the rooftop of Africa. Labour Party to the world. This has really gladdened the hearts of Nigerians out there. We also have this comment. This first one says, this first comment is by Jude Obina. It says, wow, this is encouraging. This is encouraging. We pray, let the voice of Nigerian youth and their votes count this time. God, please help us. A new beginning, a new era for Nigeria. Believe me, God has taken over Nigeria with obedience. Wow, incredible. That's a sign of how preserved we are at this point for or how persevered we are at this point for a better Nigeria. And this is from Aki Ajayi Photography says, symbolic. May God answer our prayers. It's a new dawn for Africa, and indeed, it's a new dawn for Nigeria, and indeed Africa. And another person says, what a sacrifice. Yes, this move by a supporter having to take the Labour Party flag to Mount Kilimanjaro to place the flag there. And of course, people are also saying that, well, APC and PDP, we hope that you will not pay people to go and climb on there just to place your own flag there. All right. The bar himself is in the house. Evans, good day to you, sir. It's good to have you on the broadcast. Evans says this matter has not been reported to the police till today. What a family. The matter has been reported to the matter has been, of course, reported to the police. The man is on the road. Now, the problem is the police are yet to get a hold of the man. The matter has been reported. As soon as she came out to this later, human rights filed, and the man is on the chase. Hopefully, the police, hopefully, the man is found, and the needful is done. All right, let's see what other story we have here. Okay, to Jerry Icon, how are you doing? Please, you need to connect your cam and your mic. You need to give permission to your cam. All right, all right, all right. Thank you for being on this broadcast. In just a minute, I will come back to you. Okay, just okay. Also take this story. Yes, we took the story earlier on today, and this has to do with the severance package that is being planned by the government, by the sitting government, and Nigerians are reacting terribly to it. Nigerians are reacting to it. Some are saying there are lots of the reactions. Well, I just want to read out the reactions to each and every one of you. Then we'll pick it up from there. Okay, so this story we took in the morning of Buhari. The story says jumbo severance packages. Buhari, Osibanjo, others to get 63 billion naira pensioners kick. And as it was said in the morning, we have people who have worked for this government for as long as 35 years, civil servant that has given 35 years of their service, and they are still being owed as much as a 10 years pension. And you have this jumbo severance package for this current government that is being proposed by the Buhari's government, and Nigerians are not even buying it at all. Let's catch reactions. We have this one. Just a minute, please. We have this comment from Toby Mike. He says, this is totally unacceptable. 63 billion naira. The country have been in disarray, re-emerging for scarcity, insecurity challenges, different kinds of environmental hazards, and the likes have longed and plagued the country. And this lot are thinking of severance package. What a shame. They don't deserve a penny because the country isn't in its best shape. Looks worse than it was. This is an absolute joke from the federal and state government. People are suffering. The country is in debt, yet they talk of severance package. And another comment by Blessed Kolarov says, if we do not reduce our excessive cost of governance, soon Nigeria may become the new Lebanon, or even worse financially. You have all been warned. And this comment says that money should be used to pay the debt they borrow. Who will now pay the debt for them? All the government, all the governors, even the minister, none of them deserve pension. All their money should be used to pay the debt. Okay, we'll move on to the next comment on here. This says these people did not deserve this money. They came into power and ruined our economy. And this is from Don King. Says this is why we are where we are today. Peter Obi can't take such if elected as president. Rather, he will put the money to work for betterment of all Nigerians. And this is from Efosa Spark 101 says Osibajo deserves the pay. He works clean for Nigeria, unlike others who swindled or embezzled Nigeria's money. We have a couple of comments to take on this story. It says, like 23 states ravaged with flood, many properties damaged, many lives lost. Please do also put your mic on mute to my amazing panelists. Please do also put your mic on mute. Thank you. Food scarcity is threatened. No press release from president concerning the flood. Then it would have been noble and heartwarming if the news was presidency, FEC, NAS, heads of MDA's Council of States agrees to suspend their 100% of their allowances to give private investors and affected farmers business interest free loans. And when you're dreaming too hard, though, this guy, really interest-free loans to allow them import on a temporary open border arrangement, grains, tomatoes, peppers, and onions to mitigate hunger, hike in foodstuffs price, provide palliative to IDPs, finance urgent drainage channels and dams. But instead, they are talking about severance package. And that is the biggest so far. I mean, the brazen nature for these people to even think that they are deserving of. Now, this is not even what is already due to them. This is a different package. Another person goes on to say, does Buhari even deserve pension? It is our freaking money. We have another comment to take on here. This person says, leaders without empathy and conscience. We can't count how many people, including our father, that died while trying to receive their major pension. These people just set up themselves and future generations for life at the expense of poor masses. They earn way more than their foreign counterparts in developed countries. And this is from Scott Ita, says they pay themselves regularly and left your parents that deserved them for years to dry. Yet Atiku and Bat, your parents will really suffer, including the parents shouting those names without their pensions being paid. Your suffer continues. Another person, this is Matthew Ola 22, says no be juju be that. After crashing the Nigerian economy and bringing the country to zero level in all aspects of governance, there is God though. And this is going to be our last comment on the severance package. This is from Radius Event says, you people should kuku sell the country and share the money before you leave. Our leaders lack the fear of God, despite all the country is facing. Now, is this the next thing to do? You will all reap the fruits of all the evil and pains you cost Nigerians. And this is from Breaking Limits. Breaking Limits says, we just took a loan of 789 billion to save the country, and over 100 billion is being given to a handful of people. Now, wow, this ship will sink. Oh, believe me, it will, and the people will cut loose from these shackles. This is Ire Wumi Ade Even Wunmi Ade says, no be me go use my future play again because of one stupid tribe, Peter Obi all the way. And this is from Ja is Malite says, Nigerians' cost of governance is too much. You guys have looted the country enough. You guys have looted the country enough than cause another fatal damage when leaving office. What a pity. Monies you cannot take to heaven. I mean, to what end is all of this money that 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 is being packed with reckless abandon, forgetting that life that money cannot even bring you back to life, and you cannot buy life with money. So really, to what end are you going to, the blood of people to pack all of this money? Welcome if you're just joining this broadcast. Please do want to like this broadcast. Thank you. Kingsley Chinedu says, go and collect your PVC. Yes, so if you are yet to get your PVC, take out time to go get your PVC. All of these submissions will come to nothing if you are not willing to get your PVC. Welcome to the broadcast. Welcome to the broadcast, Mr. Jerry. How are you doing? Mr. Jerry? Okay, Mr. Kennedy, how are you doing today, sir? Good day to you.
Good evening from here, Mrs. Ima. It's been a long time. It's been a while now.
Yes, Mr. Kennedy, where have you been?
I've been so busy, but missing you. But I listened to your program.
All right, sir. Okay, let's start reaction so far.
Okay. I don't know. Let me speak on the 63 billion naira severance package. I think I would advise that you make us understand more. Excuse me, about the meaning of the severance package. I think this is not the pension though. This is just the amount of money they are supposed to get when they leave the office. I don't know for on what basis are they going to be paid that money. And after that they'll be receiving their pension every month. Is that what they are saying? So this is the regime that has purportedly been telling us that they are fighting corruption. And look at what they are doing. 63 billion. And how many of them? They should have been able to specify. They didn't mention the names of other people. I think this is just a way of fooling the entire country, because I'm not even sure there are other people apart from these two people, Professor Osibanjo and Alhaji Buhari, or retired Major General Buhari. But they said others. And who are the others? Is it the whole National Assembly members, or just both of them alone?
Yes,
They have to make us understand.
it includes that. We actually took this story in the morning, so that's why it looks like it's haphazard right now. It includes the National Assembly. It includes old head of states, ex-governors, vice presidents. So it includes, people from, let's say, people from this government are going to enjoy that entitlement, are going to enjoy that package. I mean, it's already there in the budget, anyways.
Okay.
So,
So,
so
so it,
it's not even up for debate at this point. They've concluded that they deserve the severance package.
yeah, it's already in the budget. It is already in the budget. For me, I don't understand why it has to be in the budget, because they are going to leave office. After leaving office, they are all entitled to their pension. Each state assembly has been able to enact a kind of law that will make the governors and whoever, I don't know, both governors and probably the speakers and all of them, to receive their pension. So why would they have this severance package again? I think this is a way of making the country dry. With the nature of the country now, the way the country has falling deeply in, we are in recession already, and they are still getting this money for themselves. This is strange, which means they don't actually have the issue of the country, the citizens in at heart. They just want what they will get. And anyway, like somebody has said in the comment section, we should all go for our PVC. People that are opportunity to get their PVC, get your PVC, and vote out APC and PDP. Make sure they don't come back again. So the issue of our revered Oni of Ife, marrying the seventh wife, as a typical Benin man, I don't think I'll have the gravitas to speak on, because this is a traditional ruler. It's one of the most respected traditional rulers in the country. The Benin people will say, "Amakion and he wakia demo." If you know waka, the waka when your spirit say make it waka, they not go dark. So maybe there's something to it that we don't understand. Because somebody cannot just be marrying wife after wife. This is the seventh one anyway. I think in less than 10 years marrying, or about 10 years marrying 7 wives. That one get us a bit, but fear no will let me talk put for that matter because it's a traditional ruler of the whole of Yoruba tribe. So that for that. The man that brutally attacked his own child. I used to say that people should go for psychiatric evaluation, and a lot of people seem not to understand. You see, that man is not in his right senses. Some people will advocate that he should just be taken in and put in prison. No, there's something is probably wrong with him, and let us check his financial status. Let us check the kind of situation he is in his house, himself and his wife and his family and all that. Let us check his workplace. What is happening in his workplace? Does he have a job? Is he doing many a job? What is wrong with him? Has he got a lot of friends? Has he got female friends? Has he got male friends? These are the things that the country should put up all these facilities to look into all these issues, because I can't decipher why a man, a matured man, will beat his I think is it the 3 months or 4 months old child, very young child. The job of how many
Two
months,
months,
man? 2 months,
8 months.
okay, 2 months. 2 months old child. The job of a child is just to cry. That's the Japanese will tell you that the job, if you complain outside that you wouldn't sleep because you have a little child at home, the Japanese will tell you that the child is just doing his job. The job of a child is just to cry, eat and cry, eat and cry. That's all. So, bringing a child to this world and later, decimating that child is for me. I cannot comprehend what is in the man's brain, and locking the wife inside the house, the wife and the baby, and going outside to have a normal conversation with people. You see that that man is probably having some problems in his brain. He should be examined. I'm not saying he should not be taken into the custody. He should be examined first, so that other people will learn from what he has done. So that is my submission. Thank you very much. Okay, the hosting of the Labour Party flag in Mountain Kilimanjaro. I think that guy need to be praised a lot. Climbing that mountain alone is that's a dangerous terrain. But for him to be able to summon that courage to go to that mountain, I think he needs our accolades. I think may God bless him, and people should emulate him. If not climbing other mountains, but doing more to make sure we project the image of the Labour Party, so that a lot of people that are not already aware of what the Labour Party stands for should be aware. Thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Kennedy, thank you very much for your submission and thank you for being on this broadcast. If you are just joining in, welcome to the chat. Do well to click on the link, come onto the studio, let us talk, let us reason together. And also do well to click on the like button. Yes, like this broadcast, share, and invite someone onto the broadcast. Thank you. Thank you very much and welcome. So we have this other story. Mhm. This is quite a story. This is, these people eating themselves. So the Senate launches investigation into NDE's 774,000 employment scheme. Now, this is supposed to be an employment scheme by NDE, but for some reason, this employment scheme, you one would think, they are trying to create employment for 774. One would think that's what they will, that's how they'll go about it. But no, they thought to share 20,000 naira for 3 months to 1,000 people. Okay, at the end of the day, 774,000 people, but 1,000 people. The way it was compacted, the way it was sectionalized, right? Now, so they sat for a meeting, and during the course of the meeting, I would like to read it the way it is on here, so it's not my words. The Senate Public Accounts Committee has launched an investigation into the public works program coordinated by the National Directorate of Employment, in which 774,000 Nigerians were recruited with the mandate of 1,000 people per local government. The federal government earmarked 52 billion naira for the project, and 774,000 Nigerians were paid 20,000 naira each for 3 months. However, at the committee sitting of the Senate Public Accounts, chaired by Senator Matthew Ohogide, the lawmakers gave the National Directorate of Employment 2 weeks to submit a comprehensive report on the beneficiaries of the scheme across the 36 states of the country and the Federal Capital Territory. The committee, which is currently investigating the expenditure of service-wide votes, discovered that NDE collected 26 million naira for the scheme in 2020. Now, this is where it gets interesting. However, drama ensued at the committee meeting on Tuesday when all 7 senators that were present at the meeting said that none of their constituents benefited from the scheme. So they were there at the meeting, and boldly the committee came out, members came out, and they were lying boldly of how, they have sorted this community. But they had 7 senators who were there to say that none of my constituents, received this package, and the other one was saying no. So if all 7 are saying none for my constituency received this package, meanwhile 26 billion naira has been disbursed for this project that has already been carried out, and NDA are now being asked, so who did you share the money to? Now they are asking for detailed data, the people that the money were given to, the people that were picked. So they are excused the list that they submitted and the list that these reps had. So apparently the reps collected names and they submitted for the people eligible for that grant or for that scheme. But the list that that BPE used, they are not the same list as the list that was given. So the reps have come out to say that they do not recognize that list. They do not recognize the names on that list, that they did not fix. So now, all of these things that I'm talking about now is, where's 26 billion naira? Where's the 26 billion naira? So now the reps don't know where the money are, but they asked for 3 weeks to go and bring a more comprehensive list of the people that they've given this money to. But the reps has given them 2 weeks. We'll be following up on this story, and we'll come back. We'll come back to this story to share. We'll come back to this story to see how far the story is going, where 26 billion naira went to. We are going to help them to look for this money, because this is one money that we have to see. We have to see this money now, my people. You think we're not going to see this money? May I think that we are going to see the money, or somehow we are going to see this money. Let's take this comment. This person says, oh, sorry, excuse me. All right. Somebody said, okay, no, this is not the reaction. So let's just move to another reaction. This is not the reaction. Now, somebody sent a message to the Arewa youth, and I found it very profound. So I will be sharing that right here on the screen. So let's take a look at that. I hope that's what I have right there on the screen. Yes. Let's take this read together, and please listen attentively. If you're just joining in, welcome to the chat. Please, let's listen to this attentively. My fellow Arewa, but before I continue, this message is from Ismailia Yusuf. Ismailia Yusuf at Truth to Arewa. This is on Twitter. Ismailia says, my fellow Arewa, I'm here to deliver a simple message. Nigeria independence, this happened in 1960. Nigeria as independent country is 62 years old. Alhaji Abubakar Tafawa Balewa ruled from 1960 to 1966, that's 6 years. General Yakubu Gowon ruled from 1966 to 1975, now that's 9 years. General Murtala Muhammad ruled for 7 months. If you want to munch this so you can read on later, if you want this material, let me know, find a way to send it across to you. We have here Alhaji Shehu Shagari ruled from 97 from 19 to 79 to 19 to 83, that's 4 years. Major General Muhammadu Buhari from 1883 to 1885, that's 2 years. General Ibrahim Babangida from 1985 to 1993, and that's another 8 years. That, and then General Sani Abacha from 1993 to 1998, and that's 5 years. President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua from 2007 to 2010, that's 3 years. President Muhammadu Buhari from 2013 to 2023. Now that's a total northern rule of 6 plus 9 plus 4 plus 2 plus 8. I'm sorry, plus 3 plus 5, yes, plus 8 plus 5 plus 8, and that's a total of 47 years. Please follow the analysis. Northern ruled 47 years out of 62 years as an independent country. Highest out of school children is from the north. Highest poverty, the north. Highest insurgency, the north. Highest mother death at childbirth, the north. Highest children death, the north. Please keep following. Goes on to say Nigeria's civil war was fought in the southeast for 3 years. Yes, they rebuilt their region, and today poverty is the lowest. Literacy is the highest. Mother death at childbirth is the lowest. But our Arewa leaders will keep telling us Igbo man is our problem. 2023, my vote belongs to Peter Obi of Anambra State. If you like, vote Atiku because he is fellow Arewa, or Tinubu because he is your fellow Muslim. All of us will learn our lessons eventually. Now, um, I found this piece very, very, very educating, and also an eye opener too, and a strong message to people. There are a few comments on here that I would like for us to take a few reactions from Nigerians. We have here, this is from Juliet Christabel, says, nice post, but speaking as an Igbo girl, we shouldn't vote Peter Obi because he is Igbo, but because he is the right man for the job. Bitcoin Chief says, if Rochas was running, I wouldn't vote him because I wouldn't vote him. We are voting Peter Obi because he is more qualified, not because he is Igbo. And Ever Pretty 100 says, very detailed and explained in simple English. We are too smart to let these politicians play tribalism card on us. Making Fush says, the bitter truth, an Indian is the PM of UK today for progress. I don't really care about the tribe. We just need to make progress as a nation. We need leaders that truly love Nigerians and not tribalism in governments. Another person says, I see his points. However, do not vote Peter Obi because he's an Igbo man, but because he is the right man for the job. All right. These are reactions from Nigerians regarding that letter to the Arewa youth. Another person says, this is from I Am Different, and he says, well stated. 10 years ago, I told a friend this, they should allow somebody from the East to lead this country, to at least see the changes. We all can't fail this country. Something significant will happen. And this is from Vic Nasty says, some of us can just decide to enter our bedroom, get our things, and exit this country. If una like, make una do rubbish next year. It concern una. Peter Obi should get your votes. And this is from Chika Dibia says, it is all of us that will learn our lessons eventually. And this comment says, vote for competence. We don't care for tribe. This last comment is from, okay, that name is not very clear, but says you should add, we will all learn accordingly. You go reach everybody. All right, I beg, we'll make you not reach everybody. Oh, please let that message sink in. Let us try something else for a change, and let us also not fall for tribalism. Now, this is just my own two piece that I am putting on here. Let us not fall for tribalism this time around. Let us vote for competence with this flood that is happening, with the ASU strike, with the false casting every now and then. We know that tribalism has failed us. Our governors, our own statesmen, as they have failed us. So let us vote for competence this time around. Thank you very much, Mr. NCBD. Welcome to the broadcast. I will start the submission with you. Thank you.
Yes, Sister Ima, thank you so much. I have something that I don't know if my voice is clear enough. Just yeah. So thank you so much for having me. Well, uh, I don't know where should I start from. Is it this last one you read out? This issue of
Yes,
Peter
sir.
Obi
Yes,
and
sir. You
Arewa.
can. You can pick up from there. We have a couple. If you're just joining us, someone took the Peter Obi's flag, a Labour Party flag, to Mount Kilimanjaro to put there. So there are a lot of stories that we have here. The Oni of Ife has taken his seventh wife, and over the week on Tuesday, a man broke the arm of his 2 month baby because the baby was crying. So we've got a range of topics for you to react to.
Yeah, well, for the man that took the flag to Kilimanjaro, we need to see more of that. We need Nigerians abroad, everybody. As long as you have a platform, we need people to be able to um, kind of create the awareness for about what we are trying to achieve. We as the people of Nigeria that wish well for the country. So it's a welcome development, but we need to do more. We need to create the awareness, more awareness. Then the man who, like what engineer is it Mr. Ken said, we need. Oh, sorry, we need something like that. We need people to be, to always try to get help when they are feeling, because as much as I support also the man should be brought to book and arrested and all that, because that is the worst crime any man can commit. Something against an innocent child that is not part of your problem, or even, you understand, you're even the one that is a problem to the child for bringing, if you know you're not ready to take care of the child, you're bringing the child into the world. That you're the problem, not the child. So but at the same time, we need people to go for psych evaluation. We need people to be able to speak to third parties, counselors, whenever they feel like things are really going south in their mental space. Don't wait until it gets out of hand. That's just because there's no right thinking person, no matter how wicked that person is, will that will just hit a child to the point of breaking the. Well, I don't know if I should even say those words. So it's just it's so sad. But at the same time, people should learn from it. Try to understand. Spouses should stop trying to handle everything by themselves. That's where the problem comes. Because sometimes people feel like they can handle everything themselves, and sometimes people feel like they can overpower each other in relationships or marriage. Meanwhile, you're supposed to just have a common ground, mutual respect, and also have a third party professional, you know, whether you want to go to your pastor, if he's a pastor that is educated and understands the you know the situation very well, but not just somebody that will just try to spiritualize everything, because as much as we are being affected spiritually because of our don't forget that the devil will also come through the physical means. So it's good to also understand those physical areas that the devil could come through. So
So you're
uh,
saying let's play safe and deal with it, physically and spiritually.
exactly, so people should learn from it. Please stop trying to fix everything by yourself. Stop trying to be the loudest person in your marriage or relationship. Don't try to say, okay, and I'm going to deal with you. I will show you. All those things, that mentality of fire for fire is a very bad mentality that is really affecting our people, especially Nigerians. So sometimes learn to fix things in a diplomatic and understanding level. Then for Peter, the man who posted about the Arewa thing, it's just quite unfortunate that some people, even in 2022, with everything that we have seen, with everything that Nigeria has been through, with all the pain, misery, poverty, frustration, we are still trying to convince people not to vote on tribal line. That's to show you that whether we like it or not, uh, the, when God will be punishing people that made life unbearable for many Nigerians, it's not going to be only politicians, contrary to what some of us believe. It's going to be also a lot of the people that are not politicians that are enabling the corrupt leadership. They will be part of that judgment. I hope they will be in the same hell because of you are playing politics, you're playing tribalism and religion and everything with your own future, the future of millions of people. Like what the other person replied, if it was someone like, maybe I shouldn't say the name, but there are some other characters in Southeast or Igbos that are politicians that I would definitely not vote for if they come out now that they want to be, that they are running. But the reason why many of us, especially an Igbo man, you cannot, and I'm not trying to kind of praise Igbos, but one thing you cannot take away from them is that they will always, you cannot blackmail them with, I'm your person, so vote for me. They will even, that's why they are even complaining about some of them that they are embarrassing their own person in public. Because that's how they are. They don't care. Most of us, I'm not saying everybody's like that. They don't care about, well, we are from the same village, or when it comes to doing, picking a competent and someone of integrity to lead. We don't care about all those things. For example, I'm from Imo State. So you want to tell me that I'm a fan of Opus Odima. So this is how we think. But unfortunately, uh, many other people, not everyone in Nigeria, they put tribe ahead of everything, and I think it's a good thing. And it's just quite unfortunate that we are still trying to convince people not to vote on the basis of tribe and religion. But I hope this time, things will be different. Maybe I'll just stop there for now.
All right, thank you. I didn't catch a reaction on the 774,000 people that were supposedly, the 26 billion naira poverty employment scheme, and the money's disappeared.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I'm telling you that. You see, just to address it on a more, deeper level, the problem of, as much as we want to shout racism and some people hate black, the major problem we are facing is our own so-called black or Africans. that are in positions of authority. Look at, okay, for example, now Chinese, the way they are respected in the world, it's not love. Respect is different from love. You understand? Because we saw what happened with the Asian, discrimination and phobia that happened in the West, in the Western world. So it's not love, but those people regard the Asians or the Chinese. Why? Because of what they've been able to build for themselves. So we black people, one of our biggest problems is that we are trying, we are too emotional about things. We want to look everything with the eye of, do you like me? Do you love me? Who cares about everybody? Okay, we are from different ethnicities. How do you expect people to love you more than their own ethnicity, or to love you as much as they love their own? So we need to be thinking of what can we build. Forget about the love, look for the respect. If they are discussing world issues now, they will invite the Chinese man has, or the Asian man has, you know, a recognized place on that table. So is the maybe the Arab, something like that. Going for, it doesn't mean that these people are in love with themselves. They will always choose their own ethnicity first. But they are regarding those other people because of what they have built for themselves. But we are so emotional looking for love and validation. So as a black person, I wish that all these people that diverted those money. What my point is that we are the major problem of ourselves. I will always blame. This is not 500 or 400 years ago when some people are coming to kidnap our own people, taking them for slavery. In this, for the past, let's say, 50 to 60 years, even 70 years, our biggest problem have been our fellow black people or Africans. All right, thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. NCBD. Thank you for joining us on this broadcast. Thank you to each and every one of you on this broadcast. Yes, I see each and every one of you. Thank you very much for being here. Please take out time to like this broadcast. Invite someone onto the broadcast real quick while we are still here. Thank you, James Morgan. How are you doing? Good to have you on this broadcast. Bella Naomi, thank you for being here. Mommy Diaspora, thank you for being here too. NG. To NG. Hi to NG. How you doing? It's good to have you on this broadcast. Osagwavo, good to have you on the broadcast. Thank you. Kingsley Chinedu, thank you for being on here. It's good to have you on here. Please, 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 please take our time to like the broadcast. Thank you very much. Okay, Mr. Kennedy, let's catch reactions.
Yes, thank you very much. About the Arewa guy that put up that piece, I think it is not new. It is not new. But a lot of people used to say these people from the north they know how to play Nigeria politics. For me, I used to say their politics is taking us backward. The kind of politics they play, yeah, anybody can play that kind of politics. It doesn't need any intelligence. This primordial politics. You're thinking of only your tribe. It doesn't take us forward. The kind of politics that take us forward is kind of politics Obasanjo and Jonathan they brought to us, where you have to use the intellectuals, the intelligentials to profile solutions to the problem of the country. When Obasanjo came into power, he brought Okonji Iweala, he brought Ezekwe Sili, Soludo, and the rest of them, and Jonathan and other people brought this guy Adewumi. Is it Adewumi? Now I think he's the president of African Development Bank. Or that is the kind of politics that will move any country forward. And the kind of politics where you have to always put your people in place, people that are careers, people that has only two score mark or three to get into the university. You bring them into position. What are they going to offer? I applaud that guy for being able to know what the problem of the country is. If the Northerners have ruled for 47 years, sometimes even these are certain politicians, they are lackadaisical attitude. They don't even when they bring up this piece of argument that since the 1999 democratic dispensation, Northerners has ruled for so years, and they try to equate the years. You see our politicians, they just knob. They don't even know what to say. Is it the only democratic dispensation you talk about? Well, we talk about since 1960. That is when Nigeria got independence. I think the earlier they know, the better. The poverty is there. The poverty capital they are talking about, I think 80% of that, the meaning of that poverty capital is from the north, where you have people that are in abject penury, abject poverty, and so on. Well, anyway, if they know what is good for them, everybody should vote for Labour Party Peter Obi, and let us see how we can move this country forward. The 774,000 employment they are talking about. Why is it that our senators they always set up a panel when the failure has occurred? And is there no oversight? When all these things were being proposed, and is it that they just disburse this money to a particular person or a particular permanent secretary or whatever? How do they disburse this money? 774,000 jobs for 774 local government, 1,000 jobs per local government. I'm not even sure that one got to Edo State, not to talk of the 18 local governments in Edo State. And why is it that all these things has to happen? The 26 billion has to go into voicemail before setting up a committee to look into. I don't even know what is wrong with them, because when these things were proposed, and probably there should be a publication in the newspaper that 734,000 people were employed, and these senators were not there to know whether these people were actually employed or not. And when this money has gone into voicemail, they are now coming to tell us they want to set up a committee. And when they invite these the corporates, they will just come and be fainting during the committee hearings. What are we going to do? All the people that have fainted, what happened to them? A lot of investigations has taken place. Well, Dasuki Gate, whatever, all of them. What has happened? No, so you see, they are all failures. Both the senator from I think those South Senatorial District is the head of the committee, Matthew Rogide. Where was he when this money was allocated and this money was taken by some? These people, they don't even do anything. Imagine people that will go to the 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 assembly, and they'll be sleeping. You see some making phone calls. You see some walking out of the hall. No, no, no. Come and see the way parliamentarians, how they debate in their parliamentary when they have plenary sessions. You enjoy it. You see our
And
you see our senator.
the same people that have prepared a severance package of over 63 billion naira.
Yes, for themselves, and most of them they are abroad now, because if you look at when the Senate or the House of Representatives, when they are in session, you see half of the seats are empty. Where are they? And these people are being paid. Where are they? And there are some House of Representatives or senators that have not even participated in any of the hearings. You don't even. During election now. They begin to wake up. You find out that, oh, this kind of person is still around there. I haven't heard of him for 4 years. So I don't know why they have to be paid. I don't know why they don't carry out their oversight duties. I don't know why they have to set up committees after the damage has been done. So it's strange. I think we need to set a different paradigm by the new incoming government. There has to be a shift, so that we know whether the country is going to go in the right direction or not. We're going to know from next year. Thank you very much.
Do you also you agree for the cost of governance in Nigeria to be reviewed?
Absolutely, absolutely reviewed. And in my opinion, this democracy is not working. We cannot finance it. I think parliamentary system of government could be better, or we reduce the federal houses to one. We either remove the Senate and allowed only the House of representative to remain, so that they can make laws for the country. But anyway, people that are making laws for the country, they are not lawful. They don't. Most of them, they were just sponsored there by people like Emilio Con that would choose somebody to just go there. Some of them I listened to one woman spoke the other day. Her English was very terrible, and this is one of our lawmakers, So I think it will do us well if they reduce the both houses to one, so that we'll start cutting governors from there. And the presidential fleet, they have to reduce it, because when Buhari was coming, he said he was going to establish a Nigeria Airways. He was going to convert it to Nigeria Airways. For 7 years and counting, we haven't seen anything. I don't know what they are using the presidential fleet for. There was a time one of the daughters took one of the planes because she wanted to take photograph, or I don't know where she wanted to take photograph, and she took the plane there. So in fact, it's our country. We are very funny. I think now a lot of people they now imbibe what I said. Nigeria. There was one comedy I listened to. He said Nigeria is a federal republic. Or no, the road that was dilapidated in Edo State. He said Nigeria is a federal republic, or I think a comedy or so. I said, okay, maybe he listened to your show, and he probably got it from me. Go and look at the road from Agbo to Uromi. It's not passable. People are cooking on the road. So let me not go there. So I don't want to take time. There's somebody else here. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. I was trying to upload the other a picture, the recent picture of the recent visit of the presidential candidate's wife and the vice presidential candidate's wife of the APC. Their visit to, I think, Benue State of Bayelsa just a couple of days ago. Now, what
Yeah,
caught the attention of other
Benue State.
Nigerians that they flew in with the presidential aircraft and the Air Force aircraft. And people are, that like, who are they for them to? Is the Air Force, is the Air Force aircraft? Is it now just somewhere that people who are contesting for for seats like that will just pick it up as an Uber? You just talked about the presidential flight, and I was going to even bring that story on here. I don't know what's your reaction to that.
You see, that is still where we are. The rotting system. Have you ever seen American Air Force One being flown by other members of their Senate or whatever? I haven't seen it. The wife of Asiwaju was there in the entourage, and the wife of Shetima was there, and other ladies, whether they are first ladies of the different, I don't know. What right have they got to fly the presidential jet? That is the corruption has already started. The husband has not been elected. The other one's husband has not been elected the vice president of the country. Yet they have started using our presidential fleet.
That says a lot about the president's stand on, the incoming presidential election.
But the fact, I'm not even sure we have a president. You see, this is difficult to say. I'm not even sure we have a president. I don't know. It's like there's somebody there, or there are some people there just calling the shots. Are you sure it's Buhari? Buhari is there, and the country has just you know disintegrated to this level. Are you sure? Anyway, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure we have a president. How can a president just allow his country to be so decimated to this extent? It's mind-boggling. For me, I'm not sure we have. I'm not sure.
All right, Mr. Kennedy, thank you. I feel you on that one. I really do. This morning I was all out. This morning I was, or even yesterday, the president would address the flood issue in Nigeria, and he would address us through his media aid in a time like this that people are losing properties, people are losing lives, and now is not even a good time to lose anything. Now is the time to gather and just hold on tightly to the things that you have. Now there are people who are thinking of how to start life again. There are fathers, there are men who are broken by this situation because they are in a helpless situation where they have nothing to provide for their families. They are just all there. There are people who have had to watch their children or their wife drown because they cannot swim, so they drown to their death. So people are going through a lot, and you, who is supposed to be the father, you've not even come out to say a thing to your people.
I think
But
he
you
came.
went to but you went to
Yeah,
South Korea to do what? To say what? That we are ready to start doing vaccine, which is an obvious lie.
I think he reacted through his personal assistant, his PA. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure the man is so incapacitated that he cannot. For me, I'm just tired. I'm just. The wife has come to apologize. The same wife that said she has been living with the husband. She has been living with the husband that has a PTSD, post stress traumatic disorder. The same woman is coming to apologize. If you know your husband has PTSD, why did you allow him to run for the second term? And even if he had run for the second term and probably, I know he didn't win that election because there have been rumors that it was rigged. Even if he allegedly won the election, why won't you ask him to resign and allow the country to start on a clean slate? How can a sick person be ruling a country? Which means the country is sick. So would the wife establish a company and allow somebody with PTSD to run her company? That is preposterous. It's strange. For her to even call, and nobody is holding her to account. She's supposed to be held to account for coming out to say the husband is been having PTSD for a very long time, and you allow him to lead us. Okay, thank you. I gotta talk to my. Sorry. Thank you.
All right, no problem. Thank you for your time on here, Mr. NCBD. Let's catch your reaction.
Well, like I wanted to say this, this Peter Obi was speaking the other day. He said he's richer than Biden. That President Biden declared his asset the other time is worth about $8.2 million. The president of the most powerful nation on earth, a first world country, is worth 8.2 million. Then people that are unimaginable poverty line, their presidents or their leaders, their politicians that are not even president, that are not even up to the level of a president, you see somebody can be worth even $1 billion, 2 billion, and we are saying we don't know what our problem is. Peter Obi for him to be able to say that, it shows you that there's no other person that we need right now to be in position of authority. That is something that most, I'm telling you, 99.9% of politicians in Africa will never say something like that, because they understand that it's going to backfire. They understand that they will be that is it will be like they're fighting themselves. But Peter Obi was able to say that. So the problem is that if we as a people keep on allowing these people to get away with all these things, then nothing will change. If somebody that is a politician can go somewhere, politician, not that he owns some 2 or 3 oil companies, or politician will go somewhere and donate maybe like even 50 million or 100 million, and we are not asking that politician, where did you get this money from? Is it from your salary as as a public servant? Nobody is asking. Instead, the people will even dobale, they will praise him, they will shout, they will scream. Then you know that that is where the problem is. We are not ready. They will continue because they understand that once they show money, you forget every other thing. So that's just the problem that we are having. But I believe that things will change. Things will change very shortly. And if things do not change, then it's just quite unfortunate. Like I said, if the election is rigged, then that would be the beginning of the end of Nigeria. If it is rigged, yeah. Let's allow our, I think, sister to speak.
All right, thank you, Mr. NCBD, and welcome, Madam Florence. It's good to have you on the broadcast. How are you doing today, ma'am? Madam Florence.
Good morning. I'm sorry, I was talking while I was on mute. Good morning, everybody. And I'd like to give a special shout out to my mommy diaspora, our beautiful, ever loving mom, ever steady mom, mommy diaspora, Lagi Sama. Good morning, everybody on the comment section. And to our darling host, Ima. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Madam Florence. Good morning to you too, and welcome to the broadcast. If you have been following the broadcast so far, you could give your submission.
Well, I just got in a couple of minutes ago, but I think generally it's talking about Nigeria and stuff like that and the situation, right? Just give me a
Yes,
just give me a
uh,
recap.
we,
Okay.
we could pinpoint it. So, the Senate launches investigation into NDE's 774,000 employment scheme. Now, this scheme, 56 billion naira was budgeted for this scheme. This scheme was to see 1,000 uh, from each local government were supposed to get 20,000 naira for 3 months. For some reason, they thought that was a wise way, to eradicate unemployment in the land. But that happened now while they had the committee meeting, and these people come on to say, "Oh, we have executed with this amount of people. We spent 26 billion naira," and the representatives from those constituencies are coming out to say, "No." Nobody benefited from this program, and all seven of them, in all seven areas where they said that this scheme had been carried out or implemented, they've come out to say that none of this happened. So now it's a function of where is the 25 or 26 billion naira. You said you did this, but these other people are coming out to say they did not do this.
Okay, thank you for giving me a quick rundown. All right, so I know that this scheme thing, I heard about it because I follow Nigerian news like as if I'm addicted to Nigeria, even though I've been here for this long. Um, I know the job scheme, came about sometime last year, I believe. And I listened to the ladies on The View when they were breaking it down. And if I remember correctly, the way they presented it, they said X number of people were going to come from each local government across the country. So are you now saying that now it was all a big scam? Well, I'm not surprised. Everything about Nigeria is a scam. I'll tell you this. From A to Z, I swear to God, everything about Nigeria is a scam. Okay, so now they're saying that people are coming out to say they never got the jobs and they never got the money. Well, why are we surprised? Every little thing, the so-called budget, fuel subsidy, you name it, it's all a scam. Everything is. And then this leads me to say this, even though it's going off topic a bit. Peter Obi he cannot do miracles because the foundation is wrong. The structure is wrong. Even if Peter Obi gets in tomorrow, I swear to God, we are going to be going through the struggles. Why? Because the people are corrupt. Peter Obi cannot personally go from state to state, local government to local government, to work on all the evil, wicked, and the structures that are already set up to fail. So okay, this is not a surprise to me because everything is a scam. There's no transparency, there's no accountability. Everybody just wants to go in and chop. It's a national cake. So from even the family structures, even within families, there's corruption. You want to go see somebody, you have to see his gate man. Or what you bring for me. You from the very moment you get into Nigeria, going through the coming down from the flight, everybody's begging. They are begging. They want what you bring for me. It's never done anywhere. So everything about Nigeria is a scam. Peter Obi cannot come and turn things around overnight. It will
Madam
never work.
Florence, Madam Florence, you're saying it's not a function of government, it's a function of the people as
It's the
such.
people that forms the government, darling. Who the people up there? Where are they from? Are they from India or Afghanistan, or are they from the US? They're Nigerians. It's the people that for it starts from the family. Let me tell you how it goes from the very beginning. It starts from the family, the people inside every family unit. Then it goes down to the community. And inside the community, there's the church, there's the mosque, and then there's the traditionalist. And then it goes from there down to the state. So I'm telling you, the things that are happening at the helm of affairs is just a replica or a template of the average Nigerian on the street. Talking as a businesswoman, Okay, when you come in to say you want to start business in Nigeria, they finish up first and foremost. The people you bring in, all they want to do is to steal from you, 100%. So if especially when you're from diaspora, I mean, at least if you're in Nigeria, in a way, you can monitor your business to a certain level. It doesn't really even matter. But they want to just scam you, starting from your family members, your mom, your dad, your siblings, your in-laws. I don't care who it is. But for someone like me who owns a business, the way I do it is when I talk to you based on the fact that I know that you want to steal from me. Sit down, let's talk about how you're going to steal. I come from that angle. So I don't come from the angle of, I know I'm going to trust you. Can I trust you? No, I can't trust you. I'm sorry. I know I can't trust you. I can't. So this is what we'll do. So if you run the business successfully, this is your percentage and that's mine. They even after that, they want to still steal. So see, let me tell you, even the Bible says that when the foundation is destroyed or whatever, I'm sorry. What shall the righteous do? The foundation is destroyed. That's why we're calling out for restructuring, even within. Can you imagine what's going on? Have you ever visited the Niger Delta or watched a video of how depleted, how dilapidated that area of the world is, where the oil comes from? That is where the injustice. That is where the injustice even starts from. How can I own oil and I can't even sit outside my house because of oil flares? I can't go to the farm. I can't fish in my sea. And somebody else from somewhere is just eating the money and buying Fendi bags and shoes for his girlfriends worth $5,000 for slippers, Fendi. This is where it starts from. So nobody's going to come in there. And quite honestly, the situation of Nigeria is going to get even worse before it gets better. As for this scam, nothing is going to happen. The so-called Senate or House of Reps that said they want to investigate it. Well, how many people have gone through them, and how many have we from every one of the people, the politicians in the past that they brought in, the ones that have fainted while being interrogated? Have you heard about the outcome of those investigations? Every bit of them? No. It's just, what about the so-called what just happened recently with the oil theft? That story is dying down now. Has any one person been arrested? So why do you think that anything is going to change? Nothing is going to change. When they are done investigating this, they'll come up with their submission. Nobody is going to go down for it. And then next year, they'll come up with a bigger one, and they'll keep borrowing money, until one day we'll all be speaking Chinese. Because when they keep borrowing money from China, the Chinese are going to come after us and they're going to enslave us again. And very soon we'll start speaking Chinese Mandarin. Thank you.
All right, Madam Florence, thank you for coming in here. It was good to have you on here. Thank you. And you delve into our last topic for the day. Thank you for doing that. If you're just joining in, welcome to our the chat. Here we are on Which Way Nigeria. We're talking about a couple of things going on right now. Shocking but very true things happening in our country. And now I will be displaying this. So please follow the story. Please follow the story. Okay, it says some men fund their. Now, this has to do with family. This has to do with family. It has to. You very well just delved into the next topic, Madam Florence. It has to do with we as a people. Is it, and in all honesty, does this apply to each and every one of us as a Nigerian, or this is just who, this is just who this person is? It's not environmental, is so to say. It does not apply to each and every one of us. Is there such thing as a Nigerian thing? And if that's it, I mean, if you're going to be an honest person, this is where we begin to make very conscious efforts, right, to be better people. Let's follow this story. This has to do with family. Hopefully one or two persons here can relate. Hopefully it's just other people's experiences that you can relate to. All right, this story is by Emmanuel Echeta. Say some men fund their brother-in-law's trip to Europe or USA so they can also. Meanwhile, their blood brothers can't train their kids properly. True that it is every man for himself, but why are you supporting the men in your wife's family? A man in my community built his country house in his wife's place, while he doesn't have one in his place. These are the issues, and you begin to believe Jazz was involved. But maybe some men are just so silly when they love, and I can see such men on here. Now, this Emmanuel Echeta from the profile pic, you can tell that this is a very young man, but uh, right there is submission. We'll move to the next person. This comment is by Palmer. Says, one thing I have realized is that no matter the fraternity, an objective person will only invest in another person if there is value. Some family members hold no value. They are a bottomless pit of needs. Sometimes it is not Jazz, it is just value proposition. I have acquaintances, relatives, and friends who I will never do business with. Not because I don't love them, it is because I know what they are, what they bring to the table. I know their weaknesses and strength. Any support I give is ex gratia. And this last comment or slide from another person, this is Big Man Samuel Kuzoma too, says, this is one in my plaza, or this one in my plaza sent all his wife siblings to university, and after university opened for her brother a shop, but his own brother must serve him 7 years before he will be settled. His brother has finished serving, and he gave him money for gala as settlement. Now insults we take give him sense. Now we will be catching reactions to this. Please listen attentively. This is by Prince Chidi 21 says, oh yeah, let us see it like this. Small trust that I have, my cousin brothers, they stole from me and lied, and it's not like if they asked I won't give. Plus I gave them jobs to do for me, but at the end I got lies and stealing, including their father stealing from me. Now let's say I decide to give same opportunities to an outsider and the person does better. You think I will not cut my brothers off, which I already did? It's all about who brings value to the table. If someone brings value to the table more than family, I will do more for the person. Entitlement is the basis that family needs to get rid of. Your brother, uh, your brother don't get, no means say you get. Always know that. Well, Sha, I never get. But if I get, I go take care of who show me say him deserve am, not who feels he or she is entitled to it. I trust my I trust my sisters more than I trust my brothers. Those ones are hard working. Give them 1 million and they multiply. All right, that's one Nigerian sharing uh his own experience. And this is from HRH. King Diamond says, what some people's families has made them go through, even demons won't allow them go through it. Some families are, pardon my language, sometimes no be juju, even experiences can change and turn a person's mind. And this is from Buskuka 95 says, maybe the brother is not responsible. Do you know how many times he may have helped the brother without any results? Please allow people spend their money how they want. My friend has given his younger brother many times for business without results. He comes back crying and begging, and my friend will give him more money until he got fed up. Meaning the brother even bought a car for his girlfriend. That was the last straw. Okay, so these are the conversations that okay, let's take this is going to be the last one. These are the conversations that we are not having as a people, that we just might, as we look forward to a new government, to a better Nigeria. This better Nigeria will not be occupied by aliens, it will be occupied by you and I. If we keep doing the things, we keep tolerating the things that we are tolerating, then it's just going to be a new wine in an old skin. and that doesn't just mix. All right, we'll take this. This is going to be our last comment on this before we go straight into submissions. This is from Oyi Tobi says, the truth is the wife's siblings respect their sister's husband. Majority are obedient and serving the sister and their husband well. In return, the in-law supports them. But in some other cases, the man's siblings find it hard to respect their brother's wife. Before you know, the disrespect will reach them, their man's side too. How do you want to help such person? No be juju anything. Okay, he says one of my staff spent time talking to his cousin in America. I wasn't happy with him because he was supposed to be working. He explained to me that his cousin needed talking to. This dude marries women, puts them in his lavishly furnished Naija home, and when they fall out with him, they cut away with all the properties in the house. His sister will be the one fighting to keep the house so they don't sell it. This has happened twice. The last woman sold his cars to his sister that is helping him protect his mansion. He has never given her 1 million to put in a business. Okay, and this is Nazi Baski or Sadiq says there is a saying in Hausa, it's better to born the wife of a governor than to born a governor. I really don't understand. I honestly don't even understand what that means. So if you do understand, let me know. But Mr. NCBD will be catching submissions from you. So please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, my sister. Well, okay, before I speak on that, I just wanted to tell the sister that spoke, Peter Obi can do miracles. He can do, after all, in the Bible, Jesus Christ said something about you will do more miracles than I did. So the thing is, it starts from the leadership going down. You can say, okay, the system, the structure, but if you have a very strong law enforcement, um, if you have a very, if you know, if you are able to put measures to kind of monitor funds and how they are used and spent, then a lot of corruption will reduce. We only need a willing leadership that has the willpower to do their job. And you might not be able to eradicate the entire corruption in the system, but you will definitely reduce it at a very significant um, pace. So then, for um, this story of these people talking about the wife and all that, the thing is that the wife, you see, the problem that affects many of us Africans and all these family issues is that this entitlement, and that is why it doesn't mean that the brother of the wife or the sister of the wife are so much different than his own brother and sisters that feel entitled to what he has. It's just that that frustration or that anger or that disappointment that he has with his own direct siblings or family members, he will just, it will make him to just look the other way and be like, this other person. Because the other persons, they don't feel, they ask it like they're asking for a favor, there's a way they ask. But your own people sometimes, they ask it like you have to do it, if not, you have failed, you're a total failure. So it's just the thing, and I'm sure that if those other siblings of his wife,
Mr.
I want to
NCBD,
bring.
can you hear
Hello,
me?
yes.
Yeah. Okay, go on. I can hear you now. I couldn't hear you then.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Wow. So that some of these family members, they just feel entitled. That's just the problem, and it makes the man to want to look the other side and help the other people that feel like, okay, you're helping me. I'm not demanding it from you, but please, can you? So that's just the reason. But that shouldn't stop the man from helping his own um, Okay, they are all family, but that shouldn't stop him from doing what he needs to do. Because if you're doing something sometimes also, just do it because if God has made you or has placed you in a place whereby you are a shining light in the family, or you have something, would you rather prefer that God removes it so that nobody will ask you? It's better for you to be that shining light so that you can be able to assist other people. So you don't look for, it's hard sometimes because you want to feel appreciated, you want to feel respected and everything. But even if you don't get it immediately, just do it for the sake of um,
So
maybe
how
your
do we?
family.
No, the question now, the question should be, how do we deal with these people? I mean, we cannot deny that we don't have this set of people in our family, in our lives. How do we deal with them? Seeing that they are our family, we cannot, I mean, drain our blood. We cannot. They just have to be there. But how do we deal with them going forward? Should we rather, is there even a conscience when you deal with outsiders, knowing that you have brothers that ideally they should be doing this thing, but because you do not trust them when it comes to business or with your money? I mean, or how do we, eradicate such mindsets? How do we begin to help these people and but also not get our life messed up by their actions?
Well, that is what I'm saying. Um, you see, you can't. You see, the thing is, most of the people that is complaining, they've not even helped or tried to help their all those those brothers and sisters on a significant level. Most of it is just because of how they feel about those people. And okay, I know you, you're like this, you did something like, I'm telling you that even the wife, even the family of the wife, they are not different. The only thing is that they don't show entitlement to what their in-law has. So the only thing is that if you want to do something, do it and remove your eyes. Are you investing on that person to come and give you back your money? So if you have money, it okay. I just do what you can do. Do as much as you can do. Don't carry things on your head that you cannot do. If anybody wants to get angry with you, I'm just talking how I approach things personally. Sorry. If anybody wants to get angry, they should get angry. If anybody wants to complain, they should complain. You can't please everybody, but make sure you have also tried to do as much as you can. And when you're helping somebody, don't help that, okay, I want to monitor how you're using what I gave you, and in the next 5 years, come and give me back or do whatever. No, don't approach it like that. So just do as much as you can, and don't assume because you know they are your own people, and you already have some uh, predetermined kind of view about those people. Then you're now saying that. I would rather go and help somebody else. No, those people you're going to help, they're just the same. They're not just showing you, you know. So yeah, that's what I think about that.
All right, thank you very much, Mother Florence. I look forward to hearing your submission on this. Are you here, Mother Florence? Okay, Mr. Vine, how are you doing, Mr. Vine?
Fine, thank you, Sister Emma. Thank you so much for having me. Good afternoon to NCB and the rest of my panelists there, those that are in the comment section. And I came in late, but I would just like you to brief me a little on the talking point, Sister Emma, if you wouldn't mind.
Oh no, I do not mind at all. So right now we are talking about family. Okay, if we are here, we have a country filled with people who are, always trying to outsmart people. I mean, look at our senators, our reps, look at all of them. We have, with everything going on, and we are breaking it down now to the family. We have these people in our family, these brothers that you cannot transact business with. Because people have their stories of how people would rather do business with outsiders than with their own family members, probably because of how the family has treated them, or when your brother dupes you, you cannot arrest them. It becomes a family matter. You just have to let go. Now we're talking about these things. How do we treat, or how do we deal with people like this in our lives, in our family? You can, I mean, not everyone will be able to cut off from their family and just walk away. Some of us, will say, families, I mean, blood is, there's something they say about blood being there forever and all of that. But how do we go about this? And if we cannot reform this right from the family, how do we now have a reformed country?
Well, Sister Emma, we are born into a nuclear family, generate into, spread into an extended family. It's something that we cannot run away from. We just have to find a way, to deal with them. Your family will always be your family. There is nothing. In fact, there is a proverb in Igbo language that said, that is, the anger of a brother or sister does not reach the bone. If it happens to reach the bone or cross the bone, then there will be serious problem. So I have experienced such things before when I was in active service, but that did not make me lose interest in my own family. You see, once God has placed you in a position where you can even help, you have enough to help, no matter how it is. Please help. Help and forget about whatever that you are going to get. You are
Mr. Well, this is not even a function of helping, right? This is a function of somebody duping you, ripping you of a business, stealing from you. I think it's a different thing that we are talking about here.
okay. In that case, if someone dupe his or her brother, then let the law take its course. So, because that person has committed a crime against his own brother or sister, the law should take its course. For me, I don't support. I'm not a proponent of any kind of a crime. If that is against the law, irrespective of who it is, some people will come because look, I will tell you a story. One of my uncle is in the US. He was there for so many years. Even I think he went there immediately after the war. He's a senior doctor over there working. I think 80 something. He sent money. He couldn't come. He sent money to one of our family brothers to build a house for him. What happened? This man in Nigeria took the money, built a house, sent the pictures, and at the end, he was living inside the house with his own family. So when their uncle asked, he now sent pictures of the house, quite all right. Oh, this man was rejoicing, telling the family over there that, oh, my brother has finished our house, then we have to go home and see the house. When they came to the house, when they came home, they couldn't see the house. In fact, the house itself was occupied by these people. What will my uncle do? Sack them from the house or call police for them? Sister Emma, it was very, very difficult. The only thing the man did was just send the children, the family to the hotel, go back, I think after 2 weeks or 3 weeks, then send money again from my own older sister, the only sister we have, that was working in Nigeria as well before she also left for the US. She now sent that one out there to do the job for him. And this lady got the job properly done, built a 2-story building for him, and the man was so happy. And that was what triggered my uncle to take my sister from Nigeria to the US. Okay, so if things like this happen, what are you going to do? You cannot do anything. If you have the mind, then you can at least let the Lord take it. But my sister, for me, I will just forget about it, because they said the yam that that is done, boiled and done, melted in the pot. It cannot throw away. You will eat it and eat it in the pot. It's a family issue here that we are talking about. No matter how bad it is, Sister Emma, if your brother offends you in such a manner, I think you will be angry in the first instance. But as time goes on, you will at least begin to, relieve yourself of those anger, and that person will still be your brother or your sister. And for me, if you want to follow it in the right course, then the law should take its course and let them be prosecuted, because you cannot, because for me, you are my brother, then you dupe me in such a manner, because we have seen instances where people are kidnapped and most of the kidnappers are from the family. So in that case, you cannot tell me that the person will not be prosecuted because he or she is from your house.
So what are you supposed to do in that case? What is supposed to be? I think we as Africans, right? We have this we don't cut off, or even when somebody is stabbing you or is hurting you, we keep doing, we don't cut off from the people, we are still, but should we continue in that mindset? Holding on to people that feels like you're holding on to knife. You are, the more you're with them, having them in your space, the more it feels like, like they're stabbing you. And because they are family, we just have to still stick with them, and like they're first in our life. Mr. Vine, you think that is still the way to go?
You see, system, I will say here right now that no matter how bad our family members have, whatever bad that they have done to us, they are still our family members. If someone is misbehaving in that manner in that house, the family can call that person to order, advise that person. Then, if the person continues in what he or she is doing, then you have to separate yourself from that particular person, because that person means no good to you. You cannot, because he or she is my family member, then he keeps on or she keeps on, fomenting those trouble and causing serious pain on you simply because he or she is a family member. But in other way around, my sister, you beat a child with the right hand, you bring back the same child with the left hand. This has to go with our own culture of where we come from. We cannot run away our traditional and African system, no matter where we go. That is what makes us different from other, races. Africans have a way of making it work, even if it is not working, especially when it comes to family issues. Take, for instance, a husband, a couple that is having problem in African setting, before that thing generates into divorce, the family must come in. They will come in to try as much as they can to settle this issue. They can also advise you when they try and it didn't work. That is where they will now say, okay, both of you, you are adults, decide on what to do. That is who we are. We are Africa. We cannot run away from it. It is in our DNA to maintain our extended family and our nuclear family. That is how it is. We are made up. And I will not blame God for making me like that. I will not say because my brother has been, or my sister has been so horrible, he or she has caused a lot of, problems in my life. And I just anger comes in, but after some time, that anger will subside and you still have your people back. There are people that have done such worse things to people. Today, they are the best of family that I have seen. I witnessed so many of them. So we cannot, if you kill them or begin to deal with them at that moment, you might probably end up, causing more harm to them than you intended, Sister Emma.
All right, Mr. Vi Maxwell, thank you. I quite agree with you on just one or two things there, just one or two things. All right, but thank you for being on here. Thank you for your submission. Thank you. A big shout out to Mommy Diaspora. Thank you for being with us on this broadcast. Thank you also to Madam Madam Florence. Thank you to Pius Monye. Thank you. Thank you to, oh, hi Boluwaga. How are you doing? Good to have you on this broadcast, Mr. Laditi. Thank you for being here. Thank you to each and every one of you. Also, before I think I saw your comment, thank you for being on this broadcast. Thank you to each and every one of you. Please do also like this broadcast, share, and invite someone onto the broadcast. Also, take out time to support us by clicking on the dollar sign to the right on the comment section. Thank you very much. Mr. Van Maxwell, I didn't quite catch your reaction on some of the other stories that we have here. Did we discuss on do you know that the Oni of Ife has picked a seventh wife?
Yes, I heard it, and I read about it, and the lady is a PhD holder as well, isn't he?
Yeah, she's a big shot.
Yeah, of course. You see, let me tell you one thing. Look, once anybody crosses that age of 18 years, you're an adult. You can decide on what to do with your life. Nobody. The way you make your bed, that is how you're going to lay on it. For him, for her, deciding to marry, be a seventh wife, it's entirely her business. And I knew that they say the lady also is a wealthy woman from a wealthy family. So this one now is not, let me say, a clash of, or let's say someone that wants to live, a high standard of life or something like that. She's already a self-made, multi-millionaire, if I may put it that way. That is her entire. It is entirely her business. I saw many people on social media castigating her and so on and so forth. I commented as well. I said that is her business. She has made the choice of marrying, being a seventh wife to a king. Well, I won't fault her. Since then, I will not fault her. She alone will bear the consequences of her decisions, not me. That is what I will do. I will say on that.
All right, Mr. Maxwell. I wasn't sure where you were going to with that submission, but you just had to end up there. That was quite funny. Okay, so yesterday the president came out or reached out to the good people of Nigeria, but of course, through his aid, please do also put your mic on mute. Thank you. And reacting to the flood, the president has given uh excuse me, the president has given the ministers 90 days. Oh dear. Has given the ministers 90 days to come up with something. 90 days is 3 months. 90 days is 3 months. This is for an emergency situation. Knowing fully well that this flood issue is not just starting, as in it didn't just come up in the news last week or yesterday that you would say they are on it. This is something that's been in the news for over a month, and this man is giving them 90 days. Please, when is he leaving the office? When is the 90 days elapsing? Does it truly, and not coming out to even say anything to people, as come out to really, really show people, make people feel that this man does not give a two about nothing. Excuse my French. You know how they say this man no send una papa at all. That is what Buhari is just exhibiting right now. 3 months. What a handover gift he has for the incoming president, Mr. NCBD. Mr. NCBD.
Thank you so much, my sister. So, has the flood been suspended, or because I don't understand the 90 days? Because the flood is it?
In CBD also is confused.
Because I don't understand. To be honest, it's just it's quite unfortunate. It's either, I hope it's not fake news. I hope it's not maybe a rumor. Because how is it possible to give somebody an ultimatum of 90 days for an ongoing crisis? So, it's just, but you see, we have had all manner of things from Nigeria. So obviously, this is not something that will shock us. We've heard about snake swallowing money. We've heard about is it monkeys, rats eating money. So we have had so many things. So we are not surprised at all. But it's just quite unfortunate that you see, this flood. The major problem why it has become the way it is right now is because of the um, poor planning. Flood affects people quite all right, but this Nigeria one, the poor drainage system, the poor waterways network, everything is just included in this whole thing. Look at former president now is part of IDP. You know, his house, his mother's house. I'm talking about Jonathan. Yeah, his house and his mother's house in Bayelsa is submerged with water. You know, he has money, he can go and live any other place and all that. But look at his own hometown houses. So it's just quite unfortunate that you know, these things are not surprising to us. And unless if they are telling us that they have a plan to suspend the flood, then it will make sense. But for something that is ongoing, it's just it's laughable. It's
All
laughable.
right. All right, Mr. NCBD, thank you. Let's take a couple of reactions to this. Just like you, many other Nigerians were surprised. And you have Chinoso Arubayi here says 90 days, that's next year. And Boy Phantom says, I just dey wonder where we go day for that 90 days. Honestly, as you said, will it be suspended? Alex Ego 07 says, we go dey float on top water for the meantime. LOL. All right. Move on. After the 90 days, he is out of office. And I mean, the clownish laugh. 8 years you did nothing. It is now you are giving automatic. Who is fooling who? We must never be ashamed to say APC has failed us as Nigerians. That is the starting point to heal and to get rid of APC in 2023. This man must admit that he has failed us in 2023 is important to us Nigerians. We must have a responsibility to save Nigeria before it is too late. And our responsibility is to vote Mr. Peter Obi, the uncomfortable truth. And that's from Ogie Nsima. All right, we'll take one more. This is from Nene George. Nene George says 90 days is too much. 90 days is too much, Seth. Just give me 30 days, I'll provide a solution. First, tackle the drainage system in Nigeria. Remove all unwanted garbages in them. Secondly, stop selling pure water because those plastic nylons are a disaster. Third, build a good bottle plastic recycling depot where people can recycle their plastics, cartons, etc., and get money back in return. Lottering of plastics, bottles, etc., should be prohibited by providing recycling trash cans all over the cities and small towns. These products can clog any drainage, thus preventing water from flowing freely. With these few points of mine, I hope I've not been able to confuse you. Now, English professors can rearrange my grammar. Thanks. All right, so these are very, very few comments from Nigerians out there saying 90 days. By the time it's 90 days, Mr. President, you should be getting ready to hand over. So when will it be reviewed? When will you now have a committee to look into the matter? When will they, oh dear, and Nigerians are shocked by this by the president, so to say, the father of the country, and his intense care that he has shown and commitment he has shown during this flood. Mr. Berman, so let's catch your reaction real quick.
Thank you, Sister Emma. I see, I think I spoke about this issue, and I was as confused as any other person. We are in October, November, December, January. That is 3 months, and the election will be held in January. So, what time will he have to see the documents that or the what do you call it, the recommendations that the committee that is about to set up will will give him to review it? What time does he have? He has no time to do that. Nigerians are being deceived by this man. As far as I know, this man is clueless. He has nothing to deliver to Nigerian people. I believe, in fact, the only thing I would say is that Nigerians endure it. Now only 3 months remains so that this man will go. If he is a man when his citizens are killed, ravaged by, terrorists, bandits, armed herdsmen that, ravaging everywhere in that country. The only thing he will tell you to do is live in peace with your neighbors. Go, we are planning to, the same way, we are planning to revisit old cattle grazing routes. Provide this ranches, livestock this, livestock that, ranches for the herders, as if those lands that are going to be given belongs to them or belongs to the federal government. I said the irresponsibility that you are getting right today is by you allowing over 68 items to fall under exclusive list. You allow this system to develop to from Abuja. You empowered a government, you empowered the president who has the knife and the bread and can decide where to cut it. That is why what is happening in Nigeria is happening today. You cannot get a place. Look at the dam that's supposed to control, at least reduce the impact of this, flooding. They said no, they cannot do it. Look at where we are today. And the only thing he can do now is to come and tell you, oh, I'll form a committee that will look after. For what? For what, my people? That is very, very shameful that Nigerians will allow this to happen. I don't believe that a country with such level of great men and women will allow this this abnormality to go on the way it is going without nobody speaking out and coming out to challenge this inefficiency and ineptitude of the person that you elected there as your president. System, I'm confused as any person the way this man has ruled Nigeria. Thank you. God bless you.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Chibuzo, how are you doing? Welcome to the broadcast.
Yeah, Emma. Good day, everyone listening. Good day, the panelists. Buhari leadership have made Nigerians understand that this is the way. He want to put Nigeria through. He want to put Nigeria. What happened is 90 days that he give to whoever he's ordering. As we are talking here, everybody is saying the same thing. 90 days is too much. If anybody can stay in a rain, just common rain for 1 hour, you can feel the pain without any shelter. Then talk less of when a flood invade your home, you got nowhere to stay, you got nowhere to go. You can't even swim. You don't even have a accessibility to move out from that your home to the next, because everywhere is full of water. What Nigeria is going to experience is hunger, because all the crops are died. All the crops have died. The people who are supposed to be cultivating, farming, there is no way for them to farm. Now you are giving people 90 days. That 90 days is for what? To do what? So Buhari regime have destroyed Nigeria for good. Like I told you, his house is on fire. His house on fire, but he's busy chasing rats. Now he went to South Korea. Now he went to South Korea. What is he going to South Korea to do? Ask that question. What is he going to South Korea to do? We have emergency in our hand. Then he left the country and go to South Korea. Nigerian people are calling upon him. Come and just visit. Dad, we don't want your finance. Just come and visit, then you go back. He doesn't want to come. Tinubu, on the other hand, all his investment is in Kaduna and Kano. That is where his investment, he invests all his energy and power. Anything that he do, he run to Kaduna or Kano. Anything he do, he run to Kaduna or Kano. The people that are supposed to elect him in power are drowning. All he does is just to give 100 million. To who? Who did he give the 100 million to? Nobody knows. Atiku in the other side practicing the same thing. So Nigeria people knows that this is the end of the end of time for Buhari regime. So he doesn't care whether you people die or you live. Don't forget that this man is an ex-murderer. He's a military man. And anybody who have engaged in a war, you can see that he doesn't have any human sympathy. So he's an ex-military man.
Sir, me, I have human sympathy. I have small human sympathy myself.
No, sorry, I know that you're gonna talk when I say that. I know. No, I know what I'm talking about. Your own war was a kind of let me call it anyway. It's a foreign mobilization war.
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
Compared to when you are dealing with your own kind, your own people, without no mercy. Unlike as you are now, maybe you are still active on the military. They say go to somewhere in Nigeria, go and kill those people there. You will have conscience, even though you are under command, but you will still have that conscience. Unlike when they send you abroad to go and do something. No, the mindset is completely different. So what I'm trying to say is Buhari have killed a lot of so-called Nigerians during the Biafran War. So he got no sympathy to anybody who is living. He doesn't have any sympathy. You know that what I'm talking about as a military man, So he doesn't have any concern whether people die or live. He doesn't have that concern. So what we're supposed to do right now, this is eye-opening, and the APC government, which I told you last time, APC means all promise cancelled. That is the meaning of APC. In the other hand, they call it armored personal carrier. This is the area that this is what APC means. So they don't mean any good to Nigerians. So we need to vote them out. Put people who have Nigerians people at heart, so that Nigeria can move forward. If you listen to what will be said in Arewa this thing, I repeat this thing again. The intelligent question that Baba Ahmed asked Obi, that was the whole idea. That intelligent question, how do the North will trust you? And that is very concerning to every Nigerian, and that is why you see whatever we do in this country called Nigeria, the North will dictate who did not call the shot actually. So, but now, if we can change it, educate the North that it's no more business as usual. Let us carry Nigerians along. Everybody who is a Nigerian, that is why I still come back again. I said identity card is needed. Anytime I keep on talking about Nigeria, I talk about identity card. If we have a digital identity card where everybody can access information wherever you are, then that is what brings a country together. We won't have this tribal issue. We won't have this northern issue. What we will have is wherever you give birth. If you are a Yoruba man, give birth in Kaduna, that your child is a Kaduna citizen. If Hausa man give birth in Enugu, that child is Enugu citizen. And this is what will bring Nigerians together. And if we don't practice all these things, we can talk and talk and talk. And we are imitating the West. They have left us long time ago. This thing I'm talking about, identity card, there's no Western country that doesn't have immigration law that is effective. So, and that is why you see they don't agitate. The only thing they protest is
Mr.
maybe
Chibuzo,
the
we have
economy is not good. Oh, hello?
yes, Mr. Chibuzo, we have to move on.
Okay. All right. Okay. What happened is Buhari don't have any Nigerian people. Buhari don't have Nigerian people in mind. His regime has failed. The regime have collapsed. What we need to do is to mobilize ourselves, make sure that we vote somebody who is competent and take Nigerian forward. That's all I would say. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Mr. Chimaobi, how are you doing? Good to have you on this broadcast.
Thank you so much, Emma. Thank you. I have been listening, although I'm very busy, but I just want to contribute a little bit. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and I thank Mr. Naija Watch. Yes, Mr. Van Maxwell, he always, you know, educates Nigerians the real talk and the real deal. I always listen to him whenever he makes any statement. And what I want to say is this. Buhari was the military head of state. Nigeria should go back and visit what Buhari did before his regime came to an end in 1985. This flaw that we are talking about, Buhari is the person that refused Nigeria not to have their own dam today. Cameroon did as they promised, but Nigeria did not. Under whose custody was military head of state, Buhari. And again, I would like Nigeria to go back and visit the Punch newspaper in 2018. Go back and visit that Punch newspaper in 2018. You will see a caption that said, Buhari, the real, the fake, and the dead. That is in the Punch newspaper, Nigerian newspaper. So when you visit there, you will see that Aisha Buhari came out and said that the cabals, Aisha said in 2016 that the cabals has hijacked the office of the president. And this was when Buhari was sick. So, and that's what the time everything went down. And that was the time Nnamdi Kanu was educating Nigerians that Buhari is dead. Because he saw what others don't see. When a man has a foresight, people sometimes, because of the hatred they have, they don't see the shortcoming. Buhari was in London for how many months? A president of a country. Nobody knows the sickness that Buhari has till today. No Nigerian know what Buhari suffered with. And if you're a healthcare personnel, whatever field you are, you will know that for a president to be sick for almost 8 months, and since then, the Buhari came back to Nigeria, Buhari has never sick. He has never fought sick again. Did they did magician on his body? No. We don't know. Is it the Buhari that is we elected? We don't know. So that's why when people say that the person in Asrock is not the real Buhari that rule Nigeria in the military, don't doubt them. Do not doubt them. Because what is happening in Nigeria today, if you follow the real Buhari when he was the military head of state, he was a no-nonsense man. He take action. But today, Buhari does not know about 40% of the people that he appointed as a ministers. Buhari does not know that there is a flood in Nigeria. Buhari does not know that Nigerians are dying. Look at the statement they have given to us so far. During ASU strike, he gave the Minister of Education 2 weeks. Kuje prison, he gave them how many days? Now, he's giving us 3 months for a minister of what? To come out with what they will do with the flood. This is an emergency situation a country is into. Complete emergency. Because now we are in health crisis. We are going into food crisis. People eat, drink, defecate, shop, walk inside water. That is the situation of a typical Nigerian today. And we have a president who's only confined in the 4 corners of walls of in a room in Asrock and give order without seeing what is going on in his people's life. And somebody will come out there and trying to disregard the public. So when you look at the way things are going in Nigeria, Islamization, to Islamize Nigeria is not when they come to you and they tell you, now you must be a Muslim. It is not. Look at the trajectory on the way Nigeria is going. We have head into that Islamization, whether you agree with it or not. 95% of people working in the strategic posts in our country is all Fulanis. The court in Nigeria gave an order, allow Nnamdi Kanu to go home. He did not commit any sin. Rather, the federal government committed a tragic sin against him. They sat in Asrock and have their own meeting. Who was in that meeting? President Buhari as the court, Malami that married Buhari's daughter, and who again? No other person from Southeast or from South or from Southwest that are in that Security Council where they take decisions that concern the country. So when you look at the way things are going, we have been Islamized. The country has been Islamized. And that is why when you are complaining that flood is killing everybody, the government is giving us 3 months, 3 good months for them to even come out, not even a solution, for them to come out, for them to bring something that Nigeria will do that will stop, that will help the people. Why people are dying already in water. People are getting the sickness that government cannot even help them to save their life. So, as is it Varamaswa said, and Danjuma has made that statement over and over and over. Wherever you, however you can protect yourself, do it. However you can defend yourself, do it. Today, we cannot differentiate Fulani terrorists from Fulanis. You cannot differentiate who is a military from Fulanis. The people mounting the roadblocks are terrorists in form of Nigerians wearing the Nigerian military uniform, but they are terrorists. So we don't know. Look at what the former general said the other day, that when you are in power, you do what they ask you to do. But when you leave the power, you start speaking the truth. That will tell you that the country is gone far, 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 far away beyond repair. Before I don't believe on what people say about Nigeria, but now I see it clearly that they don't want anybody to succeed. They don't want any life to survive. They don't want people to have freedom. They don't. So we don't need this kind of government. We don't need this kind of leader. That is why when people are still saying that APC should come back to government, I doubt and I shed tears. Because APC presidential candidate today, we have nothing to offer for Nigeria. I'm not just saying about him, but he has done his part. He has done his best. Today, Nigeria needs a new face, completely change of leadership. So wherever you are, please, I beg you, save yourself, save your family, save your people. Whatever you can do, do it. Today, if our neighboring countries open their border, every Nigerian wants to escape that country. That country has become hell. That somebody can jump into Third Mainland Bridge and took away his life. That a father can wake up and flog a newborn baby. What has Sodom and Gomorrah done that Nigeria has not surpassed? That intelligence information will be passed and the government will sell out that it's a false information? My dear, I don't know what to say. That everybody should save his or her life. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that, Mr. Chimaobi. Thank you. It's good to have you on the broadcast. It's also good to have you, Boluwa Galaditi, on the broadcast. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Mommy Diaspora. Thank you, Mary Danielle TVO. Hi, how are you doing? Ellery, how are you doing, Ellery? Thank you. Ellery says, whosoever wins the election is going to inherit the same system that is in debt to the IMF. The new president will be spending too much time paying off debt that's improving impoverishing Nigeria. Oh dear. All right, but thank you for being on this broadcast. Thank you to each and every one of you for taking our time. Bella Naomi, thank you. Pius Monye, thank you very much. Ephrata, Madam Florence, thank you. What happened? Thank you for being on the broadcast. Yes, Mr. Kennedy, James Morgan. Hello, James Morgan. Hi, how are you doing? 2NG, thank you, Osagbovo. Kisley Kennedy, Kisley Chinedu, thank you for being on the broadcast. Evans, the bat himself, thank you for being on the broadcast, sir. Thank you. Also, thank you to each and every one of you watching. Thank you for being on the broadcast. A big thank you to my panelists. Thank you for taking our time. Mr. NCPD, please give your final submission. All right, Mr. Van Maxwell, you're there.
Yeah, thank you. Okay,
Okay, sorry.
Nsibidi, go ahead. Go ahead. Nsibidi, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, my sister. Sometimes I try to finalize one or two things. At the moment, I'm in Africa, but even because of the issues in Nigeria and just quite a number of things, even to pass through Nigeria sometimes. Eh, but it is okay. We are hoping that by next year, after the election, some of us, our spirit will either be called back home or it will now disappear totally from that from the country. Well, I think I will just say in general that uh, Tribalism and religion is the biggest tools or weapon that these people now are using to hold Nigerians down, you know. And it's just quite unfortunate that some people are still allowing themselves to be willing tools, to be willing, um, for these people. And it's just so sad. It's just so sad that in 2022, with everything we have seen, all the pain and suffering, some people are still allowing themselves to be used. And instead of asking themselves simple questions like, what is the future going to be like for my children or for my younger ones, you know? And also, this might be a bit unrelated to maybe politics somehow, but at the same time, people should, there's a lot going on. And if you're not careful, you might find yourself, um, you can find yourself being caught up in some kind of domestic or even general confrontations. So it's good to kind of, always try to understand what is going on in your life, especially as regards to your mental state, and so that you know how to react to issues. And whenever there is like a confrontation or argument between two people, it's not a matter of who is right all the time. It's a matter of who has a better understanding, who is more understanding, so that peace will reign. So please, my people, like the last speaker said, we know what we are facing in Nigeria is not about waiting now for the government to come and save you. Like I saw, I think it was Laura Ikeji, one of her posts, because I really follow her sister's blog, the Linda Ikeji. She's one of the blog I follows on Instagram, because I feel like as much as sometimes we'll post one, to me, useless celebrity whatever information sometimes, but at the same time you see her posting a lot of informative stories, about the state of the nation and all. So like what Laura Keji was saying, that Lagos state government should come and tell them when to leave their house. It's not a matter of saying that flood is coming. They should tell them. My sister, you see, you don't wait for Lagos state government to come and tell you. They've already said that VI, Ikoyi, Lekki, and a few other places are under, Lekki, yeah, are under alert, under amber alert for potential flooding. So at this point, don't wait until it's too late and you need that bridge. God forbid you see how the water is rising. God forbid that water now covers the bridge. Where will you pass to the mainland? How many helicopters will fly people? And at a particular,
And
time.
looking at things from on here, it doesn't even look like the government are looking at it from that perspective. They don't see that area view, and that's one bridge that is used. So, and this is not something that, nobody knows the certain day, time, that this is even going to happen. And you don't even get to see setups, like, oh, should this thing happen? Or these are things that, we have kept in place. If we cannot stop it, at least we should be able to prevent, we should be able to do something. You don't see that anywhere.
Exactly, but unfortunately, that's what I'm saying. We already know the kind of government we have. Lagos state government, they've been trying a little, based on their capacity for a few years now. Maybe I don't know if it's because of the elections and all that. The government have maybe the last 1 or 2 years, not really 2020, because we can never forget and forgive unless the justice is done. We cannot forget and forgive what happened at the Lekki toll gate. But
Correct.
But what I'm just trying to say is that as much as we know that the government have a huge part to play, let us not wait until the rain, when we see water rising, then that is when people want to start, relocating. As long as you have seen all the signs, please make arrangements in the mainland, somewhere very far from where there's potential flooding or anywhere, and try to keep safe and take care of your life and
All right.
property. Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Thank you very much, Mr. NCBD. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much. Okay. Mr. Vine.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sister Emma. You see, I do not know how Nigeria is going to work with the kind of foundation that Nigeria is lying on. That foundation is so, horrible that it will not allow anything to stand. That is the problem of that country. P2B is going to act like a strong man. When you look at when they were voting, campaigning for this man to come in, they were campaigning based on his integrity, a former general that can do any kind of thing, that he can command people and this and this and that. But today, what are we seeing? That general now is as dull as anything that you can think of. He cannot even when an IGP refused to carry his orders, he said, "Oh, I told him." I don't know that he didn't. That is the kind of leadership that is ruling Nigeria today. I just pray to God for this man to just exit within these 3 months that is left, so that he will pick up their pieces. The loan that this man has contracted on behalf of the incoming government is going to be very difficult for him to tackle. That country has been bastardized, ethnic line, religious, economy, security, everything is gone. It is going to take so much time for the incoming administration to do what is right for that country, if at all that country will survive the 2023 election. May God bless Nigerians and give you the courage to stand against whatever that is going to come against you people. Thank you and God bless you.
All right, thank you very much for that, Mr. Vine Maxwell. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day, and each and every one of you that has joined on this broadcast, thank you so very much. Yes, you too. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for being on here. Do well to join our other lineups. We have the newspaper review Monday through to Saturday, 10 a.m. Nigerian time. We have the chat Mondays and Wednesdays, 1 p.m. Nigerian time. We have discussions Mondays through to Thursdays, 5 p.m. Nigerian time, and we have debates every Friday by 6 p.m. Nigerian time. We have the show with leftists every Sunday. Just please do also turn on your notification bell, so for every time we go on live, you would be notified. Thank you for today. Thank you for being on here. I'll see you tomorrow, but please support us on our every broadcast and turn on your notification bell. Until I come your way again, take care and bye bye.